everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Holly. I am back with another monthly catch-up for FlossTube. It is the 1st of September. I'm getting really good at this. I can't believe it. Where has August gone? Like, where did it go, please? It literally just flew by. But anyway, so I just want to apologise actually before I start, because I look back on my video last month and was actually a little bit shocked about the way I looked. As you may have known, I went through a little bit of a crappy time with my cat who was ill, and I think I was just completely and utterly exhausted, and I don't even think that I put any makeup on, which is not great. So I just want to come out and apologise to you all first. Obviously there's no excuse for looking like crap on camera, but anyway, so I've got a few new starts and I have got some haul, not a lot of haul, but some haul. So I thought I would just crack on, have a bit of a chat, see what you've been up to. What have I been up to? Literally, I have been working and cross-stitching. However, I don't know what's happened this month. I've not really been able to do much. I certainly haven't, having a look at my numbers, I certainly haven't done as much as I have over the last couple of months. But that also is going to go down slightly, and I'll explain why. But yeah, I've just been spending time with my horse, training her. When I'm actually finishing furlough now officially. I go back to work on Friday, so I'm not looking forward to that. I am still keeping my job at the grocery store, so I'll be pretty much doing 17-hour days, which is fantastic because my jobs are basically polar opposite end of the day. So one of my jobs, I start at 7 o'clock in the morning, the first one, finish that at sort of 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then have just enough time to get home, do my horse, get showered, change, and then go to my other job, which starts at 4 until about 12 o'clock at night. So they are going to be long days, which means that the only time that I'm going to be able to get to do any cross stitch is going to be on my days off. And I now have to really share my cross stitch days with my diamond painting as well, because I also do diamond painting, but obviously I think more time is going to be spent with cross stitch purely because I've got quite a lot of projects going. But without further ado, let's get stuck in. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is, let's look at haul. 1 second. So going into my new starts, one of the reasons why I got this haul is because I wanted to choose some colours. So shall we do new starts first? Let's do new starts first. Okay, so my haul for this month was the full DMC range of CXC threads, because I only use CXC, and this baby is pretty much wow, that's the full range plus whatever I had extra, and I've got like a huge box of threads now. So I managed to go through my threads and pick out the colours I wanted for the new projects I was doing. I've started reading again. I love reading. Reading is one of my most favourite pastimes, as well as doing cross stitch and diamond painting. But being cuddled up, my most favourite evening actually is when it's really cold outside and it's really warm inside. You're sat in front of the front of the shower. I almost said shower. Sat in front of the fire with a like nice spiced, I don't know, pumpkin spice latte, with a blanket around you and lots of cushions, and you're all snuggled and you're comfy, and you've probably got a cat or two on your feet, because I normally have cats where there's blankets, and you're literally losing yourself in an amazing book. That for me is the best night. I love doing that. maybe have some lights around the fireplace, you know, fairy light. I'm very much a fairy light person. That is amazing. I love those evenings. And with it being one of my favourite seasons, my two favourite seasons are spring and autumn, which is bizarre really, because spring is like the start of, you know, all the flowers coming out and the beautiful trees becoming green, and then autumn or fall is you know, is when you get the turn and they're all dying, but they turn stunning colours, and then it's kind of, you know, everything. But I just love everything about autumn or fall. It's just really nice, you know, the cold nights, but not too cold that it's freezing. You know, you are going out in, you know, a little bit more heavier, so you've got like your nice thick jumper and, you know, your nice scarf. But yeah, fireworks, you know, in October, oh, it's just lovely. Anyway, November, sorry, not October. So I was looking, anyway, I digress, I've completely just gone off on a tangent, sorry. So I was looking for a bookmark, and I know I've made loads of bookmarks in the past, like cross-stitch bookmarks, and I've literally got everything out completely, and I can't find any of my bookmarks. I know that I gave my nan when she was alive one, and I know that I did a few for gifts, but I swear that I did actually make myself some bookmarks, but I can't find them anywhere. I've gone through all of my books that they could be. So I decided that I was going to make myself a bookmark. So my new start is basically my own design for a bookmark. So I'm kind of almost, so it's going to be 3 of these. So it's the same pattern, but basically 3. And I just love those colours. They are like my favourite colours. And then I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm probably just going to put a tassel at the bottom, and then finish it off that way. And I will probably finish it off at the back with some felt. There's the back. I know everyone's interested in the back. See, it's really easy, isn't it, when you've got a really nice clean pattern to be able to keep your back nice. But when you're doing your heids and you've got 150 billion colours in one, you know, 10 by 10 square, it becomes a little bit more difficult to get your back nice and clean. Not for the want of trying. But if anyone is interested in those colours, I actually wrote them down for you, because I know when I see something and I see colours and I'm like, oh, what are those colours? They're really nice. So for this bookmark, the dark pink, which is the bit in the middle, this bit here, so that one there is DMC colour 3803. The rose pink, which is the slightly darker, this one here, slightly darker pink, is, oh, just dropped my thing, 316. The light pink, this one here, is 151. The white, I've gone for, I don't know if you can see it, let me see if I can get you closer. I haven't done all of the white, but I've done sort of this one here and some of this bit. I've gone for a bright white, so that is the B5200, because I think it looks nicer when it's crisp, bright white, especially against the pinks. I think it looks stunning. And then the light grey, which is this one here, that one is 415, and then the darker one, which is this one, is 317. So they are the colours that I've gone for that. I've got a cushion that's very similar to that actually, and I just like the design and I thought it was simple. But that one is being done on 18 counts, easy count. I do like 18 count, I think I've told you that before, because it is full coverage. The whole, you know, bookmark will be full coverage. I have decided to do that one on that Ada. My next one, which is actually for a gift, is another bookmark, but this is a gift, and this is my own design actually. And because this is not full coverage, so just to go back to the pink one, that is 2/1, so that's 2/1 full cross, because it is completely full coverage. But this one that I'm doing is for on 32 counts Lugana, and I'm doing it 1/2. So using one strand and over 2 holes. And the reason I'm doing that is because it isn't full coverage. So just trying to see which, okay, so it's that way. Right, so again, this is going to be a repeating pattern. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's really pretty. The colours in that are beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but I really like, see if I can, oh, hang on one sec, there we are. Can you see there? It's very Greece, very Santorini. The person that I'm making this for loves those colours, so I thought that would be really nice, and the combination is really nice. And now the reason why I've done the Lugana 32 count is because I'm not going to fill in the white, because the white is also part of my pattern. So I thought if I did it on a very, very small count fabric, then the white would just blend in really nicely. I seem to have like matching needle minders. Can you see? So the needle minder for that one is a really beautiful starfish. Never realised that. And then the needle minder for this one is like a beautiful pink palm tree. Can you see? That's really pretty. Okay, so they are, all right, so let me just go through the colours of the blue one, the blue Mi'kmaq, just in case you're interested. So the dark blue is DMC colour 336, the turquoise colour is 3845, and the blue is 3843, you know, like the really nice electric blue colours, 3843. The camera just isn't doing the colours justification. They're so much more vibrant and bright, a lot brighter than what the camera is making them out to be, but you get that all the time, don't you, anyway. Right, so that is my new starts. The reason I did small new starts is because I've got so much going on at the moment. I'm trying to get some stuff finished, but let's go on to what we had last month and what I've been working on. So although I haven't done a huge amount on each piece, I am trying to basically touch base with every single piece that I have. I don't really want to, like, you know, come back to you with, you know, 2 items or 2 pieces that I've worked on. I'd much rather you see a little bit of progress with every piece I have. So the first one I'm going to show you is the San Souci, which is a long dog sampler. So that one is this. I struggle with the camera because I can't see, because my, there we go, because my front camera is broken. I can't see what I'm actually showing you. It's so difficult. Right, so I think I had a discussion with you last month about this one. I wasn't 100% sure about the way it's going, and I didn't know whether I was just going to cut and run and start something different. But this is what it looked like last month. Show you. Okay. And as you can see, my fabric is, look, see, I've cut it. So I'm clearly not still working on this, am I? And I did decide that because it's quite a big piece to work on, that if you are not enjoying what you're working on, then just cut and run. Just leave it, go on to the next thing. For me, I have such little time to, same with books, I have such little time to read, little time to do diamond painting, such little time to do my cross stitch, that if I don't really love what I'm doing, I will just cut and run and I'll start another piece or work on something else. The same as a book. If a book doesn't grab me within the first like 5 chapters, 6 chapters, then I'll just put it down and I'll just go on to another book. So that was what it looked like last month, and this is what it looks like this month. Ta-da! Yes, I decided to start again. This is 1/2, and I think I decided to do this over one strand because I just like the finish. I don't know if I can get any closer to you. Hang on. I can't even see if you can see that. Hang on 1 second. Let me. Okay. Can you see how nice that finish is? It's just really lovely. So this is being done on the same fabric as the bookmark. So that's 32 count Lugana, and it's Sparkle Snow, I believe. I just think it's a really beautiful, beautiful fabric. I'm very much a blingy person and I love bling, as you can tell from my needle minders. And I'm much preferring that. I think the colour is 326. Is it 326? Give me 1 second. I'm going to have a look. I don't want to give you the wrong information, so I'm just going to have a really, really quick look at Pattern Keeper. No, 327. 327, the purple, but it's not like a deep purple, but it's not a light purple. It's like a dark heathery purple, probably would say. 327, guys, sorry. I knew I needed to double check that because 326 just didn't sound right. But yeah, so that is, I'm really happy with that. I'm loving working on that. I was hating working on the one before because I don't know if you can tell, like, look at all those lines. It's supposed to be like variegated threads, and I just think the lines look, I don't know, it just detracts from the picture. So I decided not to do variegated. I decided to do a full solid colour. So that's what I'm doing, but loving it. So that piece got Soucis 509 stitches and got 2 days. Obviously I'm not counting the amount of stitches that I'm doing for my bookmarks because I'm not using anything like Pattern Keeper, it's just in my head. But for the blue bookmark I did 5 days. I worked 5 days on that, and this isn't solid days. This is, I might do an hour a day or 2 hours a day, or, you know, I'll come in from work and maybe do an hour in the evening, whatever. And then the pink one got four days. The pink one's taken longer because it's a lot of stitching, whereas obviously the blue one, it isn't a full coverage, so it's not so bad. That's actually working up a lot quicker. But anyway, so that is the Soucis. So that's that done. The next one is, I'm just going to do this in the, yes, I've got such a mess down here, like you wouldn't believe. I'm so glad you can't see this. I'm not going to do this in any particular order. I'm just going to do this order that I've got here. So the next one is the Bountiful Bountiful Bookshelf, which I constantly call Bookshop, which is this one. This is an Amy Stewart, really beautiful. This is what it looked like last month. And like I said, I've got a massive, massive mess down here. And this is what it looks like now. So, oh, I got a little bit, oh, I don't know what's going on with my key snap, bear with peeps. I got a little bit bored with the colours because this is very brown and grey and green if you're constantly working on like one area. So what I decided to do for this one is I decided to work on the purpley part. So this, I don't know if you can see, is what it looks like now. So mainly sort of done this part. I've moved my Q-snap over, so I've got, you know, this part and this part to do. This is a full page, so when I've done this bit and here, that will be another page done. I don't know if you can see that there. I'm having to like really look at my screen to see what you can see it. So that, yeah, so when I do the rest of that, that'll be another page finish, which is exciting. It is taking a long time. I'm one page down and I've got 97 pages. So I'll probably be done in about 120 years time. But I am loving working on that one. That is really nice. That one is being done on 18 counts, 2/1 full cross. And that one this month got 1,648 stitches and 5 days. I think last month I did say that I was going to try and use that as a piece that I was concentrating on. So yeah, happy with the progress of that one. Probably not going to be able to do as much next month. Oh, I'm so gutted I'm going back to work, like you wouldn't believe. If I could retire, I just literally would retire. I just hate going to work. It's awful. And I will tell you why I hate going to work at the end of this video if you're interested. So what I'll do is I'll get through this and then I will talk a little bit about what's going on in my life, progression wise with my business and what my plans are and everything like that. But I don't want to bore those people that literally just want to come here and look at the whips. So the third one is one of my favourites, which is this one. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a Josephine wall, Grace Faces 2. This is what it looked like last month. And this is what it looks like this month. Da, da, da. So my plan was, when I told you about this one last month, was because it was quite gappy in a lot of areas in here. As you can see, it still is a little bit gappy around this area here, a little bit up here. What I was going to do is I was going to just go down every single DMC number, so start from the top on Pattern Keeper and just fill in the blanks. Now that worked to a point, but then I was just getting so bored with doing that because it'd be 1 stitch here, 5 stitches there, 1 stitch there, no stitches, no stitches, no stitches, and it'd be like 3 stitches and 2 and I was like spending my life constantly switching out threads. So what I decided to do is, because I was gagging to get to like this bit down here, because then it's like more than, you're coming up to more than 50%, and I really wanted to, before I did this next video, I really wanted to be, you know, at least starting to work on this bit. So what I have decided to do is I've decided to start working on the bottom part of this piece, and then if any of those colours are also in here, I'll just fill in the blanks as I go. And for me, that works so much better because I actually feel like I'm making progress. So I'm still working on my piece, but I'm just filling in like the 1 or 2 stitches that I need to in the top. And I much prefer doing that like that. That one got, what did that get? Can't even see. 885. God, you know what? My writing, look how small my writing is. I don't know if you can even see that. Let me see if I can, there we go. How small is that writing? If I hold it back, it's like, you can't even see it. Absolutely tiny. But I can't write any bigger. I just find as soon as I write bigger, it just gets really like minging. But this bit here is what I'm referring to. Yeah, that's easy to read, isn't it? Like, can you see? It's like basically zoomed in. But anyway, so that is, I did 885 stitches on that one, and it got 5 days. A lot of those days were like 79 stitches here. Like one day on the 6th I did 60 stitches. On the 9th I did 126 stitches. On the 11th I did 155 stitches. You know, we're not doing the usual sort of 500, 600 stitches, and I don't know why that is. Like I said, one of the days got 60 stitches. I mean, what was even the point? But anyway, every stitch is a stitch to the finish, isn't it? So that was also a piece I think I said that I wanted to work on. So that one and the Bountiful bookshelf, yeah, was the two that I wanted to really work on. So they probably got more than a lot of the other pieces. But anyway, so I'm doing that on 18 count, 2/1. Don't know if I told you that. On easy count. I generally do all of my heids on easy count. I just find it so much easier. Just to keep a track of where I'm going. So for example, with the Bountiful bookshelf, I wanted to kind of move over and do some of the purple because I was getting a bit bored with the browns. And if you have got already counted fabric, it's a lot easier to do that and know that you're not going to make any mistakes. But I would also count more than once. Yes, always count twice, or at least 3 times. Right, so my next one is Life is an Open Book, and this is a Storykeep. This is by Amy Stewart. This is where you saw it last month. And here. This is where I am this month. I haven't really done a lot. I've started coming down here slightly. Again, I started the same with working down the DMC codes, and just it was full of 1 stitch here, 2 stitches there, 1 stitch here, 5 stitches there, and I didn't like that. So I've started coming down this bit down the bottom. So I'm just doing these 2 across, so these 2 squares and then across. And if I am using any colours that need to go into the bit that I've redone, then I'll go back and do that. So this one is being done on 25 counts, 1/1. Yes, 1/1. Hate it, still hate it. I don't know. That only got 2 days, I think, this month. 2 days, and I did 585 stitches. On one day I did 171. That just goes to show, like, I'm just not enjoying working on it. However, I absolutely love the pattern, so I have said that I'm going to do it on 18 count as well, and as soon as I start doing that on 18 count, I think I will love it even more. But I think it is just, I know what it is. It's not the fact that the stitches are small, because I was thinking about this like not so long ago. It is purely because of the size of the stitches that I don't like. Now, I don't like them massive, because obviously if you've got massive stitches, it's going to be like a 14 count or 11 count Ada. That's why I like 18 count, because they're not huge, but they're not tiny. And I know it's not the tiny holes, because I'm doing the Soucis on a 13 count Lugana. Now that is tiny. The holes are like so small. And when I actually do my bookmarks in the same day, I'll do like an hour on the blue one and then 2 hours on the pink one. I tend to do more on the pink one because it's I think it's more time consuming. And then I'll flip to the blue one again for an hour, and then I'll go back to the pink. And I definitely enjoy that, because I like the size of the stitches on that. And I know that I very much do enjoy more, I think, doing the 18 count, because when I go back to that, it's like, oh, my eyes finally can relax. In fact, I wear my glasses for the 32 count, but I don't wear my glasses for the 18 count, so they're going on and coming off and going on and going off. But it is hard going without any kind of like magnifier. I don't use magnifier, but I do like what my finished product looks like with the 32 count 1/2. So I know 100% it's not the fact that the holes are tiny, because I can deal with those. It is literally just the fact that the crosses are a lot smaller, and that is just my personal opinion. I also like the fact that with the Hades, if it's on 18 count, the finished product tends to be a little bit bigger, especially things like the Storykeep. I mean, I think the Storykeep, the finished product is actually quite small. So the fact, if I was going to do that at an 18 count, then you know, it's a bit bigger. And similarly with this next one that I'm going to show you, which is Alternative Reality, you know, that's done on 25 count is a lot smaller than it is done on 18 count for obvious reasons. But I think I do prefer like the slightly bigger finish. So I'm doing that again on 18 count, and that's being done 2/1 full cross. All of my Hades are full cross stitch. In my head, I cannot get over the 10th stitch or continental stitch. As crazy as it sounds, I feel that like the piece isn't quite finished if it's not full cross. I think that's got something to do with my mental capacity of not being able to deal with anything not being symmetrical. Now, I don't have OCD. I'm not pretending that I've got OCD, and I'm definitely not belittling anyone that has or struggles with OCD on a daily basis, because I know that that is awful. However, I am very much things have to be matching, things have to be organised, things have to be symmetrically, aesthetically pleasing. So I have to have some kind of symmetry, that's really darn hard to work with, because you know, you go through life and you try and get things to be presented in a way that you want it to be presented, and actually for no fault of its own it can't be, and then it just drives you insane. But I think that is the reason why I can't get my head over the 10 stitch, but also because I think I would have to use 3 strands, and I like doing the loop stitch when I start, and 3 strands would just not work. Plus I think 3 strands would make it look very bulky. I don't know, I haven't tried it, so I haven't really got an opinion, but yeah, much prefer full cross, I think, 100%. But anyway, so Alternative Reality, so this is what it looked like last month. And this is what it looks like this month. Hang on, I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit because it's got a bit... Whoa. Okay. This is like one of the disadvantages of the parking method, is that your work ends up looking a mess. So, there we go. That is how much I've done. Not a huge amount. I think Alternative Reality only got like 2 or 3 days, which I will tell you in a second. So that got 2 days, and I did 5. You know what, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. I cannot even see my writing, that's awful. 503 stitches. So that got 503 stitches. So not an awful lot, but I was kind of working with what I could this month. So yeah, that I think is, just checking all of the stitching. So I've done my new starts and I've done all those, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I'm just going to put this away. What I was thinking is going back to one of the reasons why I absolutely hate work, is I just don't want to be doing what I'm doing. Now, I know a lot of people are going, well, change it, but I get that completely. However, I am in a position at the moment where I am trying desperately to start my new life. Now, in order for me to do that, I have to go to the States. Quite simply, I have to take a flight to America. We've got a complete non-negotiable travel ban at the moment in the UK. So unless you have a job in America that requires you to be there, or you are married to an American citizen, so you have family out there, or you are an American citizen, they are not going to allow you in the country, point blank. It is like, that's it. So for me to be able to get there, my immigration lawyer has to file something with the embassy to say that I'm going out there because I need to build my facility. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm setting up a livery yard. So for all of you lovely Americans out there, that's a boarding facility for horses. In 2015, I purchased land, and I think we've got around about 100 acres. I mean, some is being bought a bit later, but the land that I am in amongst is about 100 acres. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful place in Covington in Georgia. So that's 45 minutes outside of Atlanta, east of Atlanta. And we are looking to go probably March, April time. The reason for that is I need to be there for 6 weeks to build. So I want to be there whilst contractors are there. Now, at the moment, my horse lives out. All the horses live out in the summer, which is fantastic. But in the next 6 weeks or so, I think they're going to start to come in at night and go out in the day. So I need to be in a position where I can be in the States and my horse can be living out. So she can take like a 6-week vacation. So the only time now that I'm going to be able to do that is in April. Probably April, end of March, possibly, depending on the weather, early April. And you know what, that's a lovely time to be out there. It's, you know, start of spring. Atlanta has beautiful weather. Georgia's a tropical state, so it has really nice warm weather in spring and autumn. Really hot in the summer, however not as bad as places like Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, you know, those very, very, very dry states. And in the winter we probably get down to about 5 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit because everything here is done in centigrade. Probably, I don't know what that would be in Fahrenheit actually. 4 or 5 degrees centigrade. So although it's cold, it will be brisk mornings, but it won't be freezing. Very rarely do they get snow, so it's not cold like that. But I just think that is really nice. In the summer, you know, it's going to be a struggle with the horses. We'll just have to ride, you know, early, get the horses ridden early. You know, there are days that I'm at work now at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm up at 5, I'm at work at 6. So if we have to work the horses a little bit early, so we'll do sort of, you know, 7 o'clock until 11 o'clock, which is just before it gets really, really hot. You know, that's what we have to do. But I'm really excited for me to be able to start my new life. And at the moment, I'm just feeling like I'm on tenterhooks and I'm just clinging on for something that I'm just desperate to do. This plan has been going on for over 10 years now. My life, I started as an accountant and I worked my way up to senior finance manager, and all the while through that I had a horse, and I just never could go on vacation without taking my laptop, and work just took over my life. And I just thought, you know what, if I'm going to be in a job where work completely and utterly takes over my life, I want to be doing a job that I absolutely love. Now, I get that there are jobs out there that people are doing for you know, companies that aren't their own, that they absolutely love. But, you know, if you're putting all your efforts in, you know, it's time away from your family, it's time away from, you know, your animals, your passion, you know, and people's animals are their kids as well. Time away from people's, you know, your kids. It's got to be for you. It's got to be for your business. all this extra money you're making for, you know, for companies, it's just lining the big bosses' pockets. You know, you're always having to justify yourself why something hasn't been done, or why, you know, you didn't answer an email at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I get that. I used to get that all the time. And you know, directors don't ever sleep. You know, 2-3 o'clock in the morning you're getting emails and they want answers now, and it's like, well, kind of, I'm sleeping. I do actually sleep. So I just didn't want to do that anymore, and I phoned my dad and said, look, I am done with working for other people. I want to go and do a degree in equine science, something horse related. And I didn't have any A-levels, which is what you need. Like, our college is like your high school, I guess. I didn't have any A-levels, so I had to do 3 A-levels in order to be able to get into uni, but I did that, and then I got what I needed to get to uni. I got accepted in the 2 universities that I applied to, decided to go to Hartbury, got my degree. And you know, it's just been one thing after another. We've been waiting for houses to sell, and then my mum got ill with stage 4 cancer, and so I couldn't really go then because I just needed to be here to make sure that everything was fine for that. And then I lost my nan, and now we are finally at the point where we've got the money for the build. My nan, bless her, she's passed away, but I'm glad that I was here because I was able to see her go, be here for her last days. My mum's now fine. She's been in remission for about 4 or 5 years now, maybe even longer. And yeah, we're ready for it, and I am so ready. I can't even tell you like how ready I am. So for me, having to go back to working in a restaurant, where they just exploit you continually, expect you to work stupid hours under the sun, don't ever give anything back, it's all take all the time. I'm just not feeling the love for going back to that job. But I just keep in my head that, you know, it's 6 or 7 months, and that's all you've got to deal with. Just, I don't know where August went, so I'm hoping that the months are just going to roll. You know, before you know it, it's going to be Halloween, then before you know it, it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be New Year, and then you'll be rocking onto, you know, a full new year, you know, start of 2021, which I hope to goodness is going to be a lot better than 2020, which pretty much has been a complete write-off for most people. Not only have people lost family members, you know, people have lost houses and jobs, and, you know, it's just been a car crash of a year, let's face it. So I'm really hoping that 2021 becomes the year that I can finally fulfill my dreams. So what I was going to ask you is, I know that I'm always really interested in what people are doing for their lives. I like watching like a day in the life for people that I'm following on YouTube and things like that. I obviously have my diamond painting playlist, and I have got my cross stitch playlist. And I was wondering, because I've changed this to crafting and lifestyle, I was wondering if anyone's interested in me documenting my journey. So documenting the barn being built, documenting, you know, traveling over there, you know, getting the foundations up, you know, having the barn actually built and the stables arriving, and just being able to follow me on my journey to start this business. Is that anything that anyone would be interested in? I can do, you know, a day in the life of, you know, you can see me, you know, once the business starts, and, you know, you can, but the thing is with that is that you can come in and come out of it as much as you want. You can watch it, or you don't have to watch it, because if you're subscribed to the channel, then yeah, it will just come up saying that there's a new video. However, you don't have to watch it, it's completely optional. I'll put it under its own playlist, so it's not something that you need to really worry about getting involved with or anything if you're just genuinely not interested. You can just keep up to date with, you know, my cross stitch monthlies, my whips and things like that. But drop me a comment, because I obviously don't want to bore the hell out of you if you're genuinely not interested. But it's definitely something that I would be interested, especially with it being such a big thing. You know, it's a different country, it's you know, we're building things and things like that, and you can just follow me on my journey. So I just wanted to kind of touch that base with you to see if it's something you would relish or not really be interested in. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the cross stitch, that's the haul, that's me gaggling on about what I'm doing for my life. Don't have any other things to discuss. If anyone's got any questions about anything, please just drop me a line. I'll always come back to you. But I hope everyone is well. Things are getting a little bit back to normal in the UK. We are way off being back to normal, believe me, but we are nowhere near where we were in April. Obviously the States are struggling a little bit still, but I'm hoping that you guys are going the right way to try and eliminate as much as you can this horrible virus. Politics I'm going to stay out of completely, because that is not something that I really want to get into with anyone, because I know how passionate you are about politics. So as I am a UK citizen and not an American citizen, will stand judgment away from everything that's going on, but I really hope that you guys can somehow seek some reconciliation. I have never known so much hate between two parties. It's wow, it's crazy. But may the best man win, and I hope you'll be back on track to making America great again, because I know that that really fundamentally is what everyone wants deep down. But good luck with everything. We've got October, so we've got September and October, so we've got 2 more months before the big announcement of who's going to be next president. And I've completely just gone on a tangent. I have no idea why I've started talking about American politics and presidents. But anyway, I'm going to leave you there. Have a lovely rest of the day. It's still early, so I'm probably going to go and ride my horse, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers guys, bye.